Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining today. Jan, great to see you. Michael, I see Johan. Carla, thanks for joining. Got a good turnout today. But of course, as always, we all have a massive amount of people watching these replays. So that encourages me that hopefully I'm not wasting your time. Value-added content, that's what we're looking for. I've got a lot of feedback about what you guys want to learn today. It sounds like I've got a lot of beginners with us, but I'd love to hear to get started. Tell me, what is the main product that you're selling? And maybe how long have you been with Agent CRM? That would be helpful, not just for me, but for the others in the room as well. You can type that in the Zoom chat. And anywhere along the way, please dump more questions in there. I love the Zoom chat because it allows me to kind of reference the questions at the right point. So I'm going to bring up some stuff while you guys are typing. Again, what is the main product you sell? And how long have you been with Agent CRM? Let me organize my 50 million windows here. Get that out of the way. All right, I see Dion is doing life and he's doing IUL. Tim has final expense and he's 1 week in. Awesome, awesome. Both of you 1 week. Johan is 2 months life and sup health, B2B and B2C. Awesome. So you guys are in the right place. Insurance is our bread and butter. We used to have a lot of other products that we serviced, and still our tools can be configured for any industry, but there's enough industry specific knowledge. There's enough compliance that we have to keep up with. So that's a full-time job in itself. I'm going to share a screen here. There we go. All right. So one thing I just want to start with as just context, we do have a ton. Let's open up another YouTube here. I've got a few replays I'm posting this afternoon. If you guys are watching the replay, obviously you know where to find this. It's on YouTube. But my point is there's a lot of content that is stockpiling here. And as you think of how do I succeed in the year ahead with Agent CRM, I'm going to prescribe setting aside learning time in your week. That might look like a quieter time in your week, like maybe it's Tuesday, Wednesday morning. I don't know when that is for you, but if you're not joining live or if you are, setting aside time and even chipping away at some of these videos. If you want to learn more about ads, importing leads, marketing and websites, I'm going to show maybe a more of a setup and an overview of some of the tools in this session, but each of these topics is a little bit of a deeper dive. And chipping away, my favorite quote for kind of mindset around learning a CRM, how do you eat an elephant? If you know the answer to that question, how do you eat an elephant? Throw that in the Zoom chat. Let's see if anyone's on the same page as me. One bite at a time. You guys know what I'm talking about. So part of what I'm trying to do in these sessions, I'm going to get a little bit more technical. I am going to go into the tools, but these are coaching sessions. And a big part of succeeding with a tool like Agent CRM is simply the mindset. I can tell you on average, it takes our users about 3 weeks to get set up. Some people it's a lot less. Some people it's a lot more. We did a huge survey and we understood, hey, this is what people are saying, their speed to launch. But a big part of it is that belief that this is actually going to work and the belief that you can learn the tools. Yes, it's overwhelming. Yes, it's an elephant of a system, but one bite at a time. So we're breaking in these videos, bite-sized pieces. Show one or two more here. The playlist live coaching replays is our full-length sessions, deep dive, AI automations, ads crash course. What can Agent CRM do? There's a great one somewhere around here, a day in the life. Once you've got set up, that's a great video on like not the setup, not the tech, but just the daily operations. So check out those videos on YouTube and find a focus session that deals with the problem that you're trying to solve or the point of confusion. Last thing I'll mention, I love to drop little random tips. We use ChatGPT a lot, so I often show you guys ChatGPT in these videos. But another hot tip for you who are doing, most of you are now telephone or web-based sales. Used to be a lot of in-person. I would say if you guys are spending most of your week behind a desk, investing in a second monitor. I'd love to know how many of you guys are using a second monitor, yeah, like on the ball here. But some of you guys, that's maybe a hot tip, like 5 to 10% more productive. I don't know if that's accurate, but the ability to jump back and forth. And some of you who are watching these videos, you could actually be working at the same time as watching me if you had a second monitor. So that's a little hot tip of the day. So I'm going to give an overview here of some of the assets and what's included. I would love to know as well, however, is there one thing you want to learn from this session? Type that in the chat. What's one thing that you would hope to take away from our coaching time today? And I'll try to weave that into what we talk about. So while you're thinking about that, just to do a recap here, we'll go to agent-crm.com. I'll kind of start big, and then we'll kind of zone in to some of the features here. But Agent CRM is both a marketing engine and a nurturing engine. By that, I mean you can generate and work new leads, and you can take care of and nurture existing leads and clients. Things like a calendar tool. Let's just zoom down here. Things like a calendar tool. You wouldn't need a separate subscription to something like Calendly. We've got an included calendar tool, complete phone system, pipelines so you can track the stages. I'm going to get into that. Is it a new lead? Is it someone who's booked an appointment? Is it someone who pulled a no-show on me? We can categorize and track all that. Email system. The biggest thing I would say is the ability to automate, because there's a lot of tasks that you're doing in your week where if you could save 2 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 10 minutes there, it really adds up. There's also issues where some of you are working with a lead partner, or you're generating leads and the leads are falling through the cracks. So we talk a lot about speed to lead. If you're in our world, if you're watching our videos, having tools, having automations that are going to take care of your leads and your clients for you so that you can focus on income producing activities. I shared a story in a previous video. There's an automation essential one. I kind of share a little bit more of my life story with Agent CRM specifically, where there was a lot of tasks that I realized were a waste of my time because I was doing so much follow-up, still do manual follow-up. But what I started to do was create automations that would do follow-up for me. And when I showed up on Monday morning, I would look at my calendar and my whole week was filled up with appointments that I didn't even know about. I didn't have to work for those appointments. The lead nurturing was taken care of elsewhere, the lead development. And I got to sit down on Monday morning and have this feeling like, man, this is going to be a great week because I've already got my full week planned out for me. So that's what we're talking about with the marketing and the nurturing of leads and clients. Of course, we've got a lot of support and stuff included as well. So that's kind of the big picture here. Let's just blitz through. You got email sequences, text sequences, cross-sell campaigns, follow-ups, renewal reminders, appointment reminders, just getting people to show up. That's going to be a big piece. So definitely, if you have a specific area you want to learn more about, throw that into the chat. But let's dive a little bit deeper now that we've kind of seen big picture. Okay, let's get in. Yes, let me just see here. I've got an option. Dion asked a great question. Can you guys set it up? And I'm going to start by showing you some of the little things to set up, but I will tell you it is so much easier to set up than it was 6 months ago because of how streamlined our new, what we call snapshots are. But we do have some services. I'm going to throw a few things in here. Consult.agent-crm.com. Let's paste that in the chat. This is where you can talk to someone like Bob or Cheyenne on our team, and they'll say, hey, what are you looking for? Let's find the best option for you in terms of like a setup package or something. But there's one more thing I want to bring up here, which is a little bit newer. Some of you who have just signed up, or if you're in the middle of signing up, when you watch this, you'll already know there's an offer when you go through the checkout process. I'm just going to bring that up to show, because I want to think that you guys all want to become super nerds like me too. The technology you're going to geek out on and get really excited about and build these fantastic custom pieces. But realistically, you guys are supposed to be selling policies. Try to stay out of the weeds as much as possible. And I'm going to show you what we've built for you. Dion says, one day I will. I believe in you, man. Let's see here. Okay, this is what it looks like. So when you guys are checking out, if you're a new user, you're going to see this option. Hey, setup package on the left, or I'm just going to go on my own. This is just you saying, hey, I'll figure it out. I'll watch the videos. So I'll throw this setup package link in as well. Actually, I'd say do the consult thing, because this is on the checkout. It might mess up if I send you the link directly. All right. So yeah, usually we value the one-on-one service at $99 per hour, and then you get a discount if you get the setup package. But if you talk to Bob or Cheyenne, they'll probably get you an even better offer or bundle. Often if you prepay for 3 months at a time, we throw in stuff. So consult calendar link is always the place to go. And that's going to be in the description of the replay as well. All right. So getting in. So yes, we can work with you to set up your account. However, I want you to at least have a foundational understanding of what's happening. And when you choose to work with our team, we do work with you to set it up. Because if you understand a little bit more, that's going to help you navigate. So let's start with just a recap of the branding bundles. It's not just the technology that we provide. As I've mentioned, there's assets as well. And full disclaimer, we are built on the Go High Level platform, or High Level. It's a phenomenal technology. It's kind of like a subscription killer. ClickFunnels was the cool thing like 5-10 years ago. GHL is the wonder drug of softwares. However, there's so much specific insurance stuff that needs to be understood. We've built a complete support and asset experience with our industry knowledge of insurance. So our goal is to be the go-to insurance CRM. That's our goal, world domination, baby, US domination specifically. So branding bundles, this is the all-in-one pre-made assets, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. But you're going to go to click and play assets, and then you're going to go and find what is the product that you want to install. So maybe it's ACA, maybe you also do final expense. We just released group benefits and infinite banking. So what you do is say, hey, these are the ones I want, and then you click import now, and it sucks all that content into your account. New users, you might actually have it auto installed. So we'll check something in a second here. But one last thing before I move on from this section is there a product that you sell that we don't have a bundle for? Let us know. This is like a voting system. If you want homeowners insurance, vote. And I have a list, and that's telling me which ones to prioritize. So we definitely appreciate feedback, and anything you guys share definitely contributes to development. Okay, so you click import. What you're going to get is a whole series of assets. Let's look at group benefits here. The assets cover every stage of the lead's journey. From generation, we've got a new lead coming in from Facebook or a lead vendor. We're going to plunk them into a conversion campaign. I'll show that one because that's one of the main ones here. The lead's going to flow through the steps. I'll zoom back out for a second, but just going in here, imagine a new lead came in. They're going to get some administrative things happening, The main things to know are here. Emails are going to go out to them right away. We've already written these emails. We're going to go in here, preview, and it's going to suck your brand colors and logo into every email. Every text is going to look like your business. This is a group we've worked with before, kind of did a demo for them. Shout out to Anchor. The goal is that you won't have to come up with emails. You won't have to come up with text. Yes, edit if you want to, but right away, your leads are going to be nurtured by this system and pointed to your calendar. That way, like I said with my story, you can show up on Monday morning and hopefully your week or a good part of it is pre-booked by some of these connections. So they go through, they get texts every few days, emails. Hey, you just filled out a form. Let's get on a call. Hey, I'm here. How can I help you? They're going to go through and hopefully book by themselves. But if not, we're going to push them through to the next workflow, which is 2.5 lead nurture. Now, the beautiful thing about how we've set up the system is that every branding bundle follows the same look, the same architecture, if you will. It's always going to be 2.5 blue final expense lead nurture, 2.5 blue Medicare lead nurture. Lead nurture is a year-long sequence of emails. It's more like, hey, let's just put them on the back burner. They're kind of warm or cold at this point, and if they haven't converted through the 2.0 purple new lead campaign, they're just going to get a drip. Now you can call them still, do make some personal effort, but the system's going to kind of just keep them dripping so that if they change their mind or if they're ready, there is a communication, a drip that says, hey, still here. Here's some value content about this product. Here's how group benefits can work for you. Here's some information about IULs. Again, all your brand colors. So this is only emails at this point. It's 1 year sequence with 30 days in between each email. And then it will just loop back and reset after 1 year. So you don't have to create new content. You're going to have a little hi, I'm on your radar type message. The goal is to keep your name as the name they think of when they're ready for group benefits in this example. A lot of you might be missing opportunities because when it comes time for people to take action or even renew, do they know that you're still in business? Do they know that you can help with some other products? So keeping on their radar automatically through these campaigns. Let's go back here. Appointments scheduled, kind of self-explanatory. The moment they schedule, we're going to stop trying to convert them. We're going to take them out of the other campaign. And then we're going to just start to send them reminders. Hey, appointment's coming up. Hey, appointment's in half an hour. Here's the link. Here's a text message, increasing your show rate automatically. Once they've complete, but they haven't made a sale yet, we're going to send them a reminder email. Hey, thanks for the call. Let's connect about taking action, about next steps. If you've sold them, there's a sequence here that's going to be, hey, thanks for doing business. You're awesome. Here's some information that you need to know. Maybe 10, 15 days later, we say, hey, it was great doing business with you. Do you have some friends that might be interested too? Would love a referral. And then 6 months after that, we ask again. So we're doing this, the machine, the system's doing the work for you in trying to nurture and stir up some additional opportunities. Cross-sells, every account comes with some pre-made cross-sell campaigns. You can fully modify these, and a little news item, we have a whole cross-sell vault, I think we're going to call it. So if this is not your product, tax mitigation, you can swap that out for a relevant product. But the goal is to set it and forget it. The goal is to create a system, a machine that just naturally produces appointments, produces renewals, produces cross-sell opportunities. And many of these emails are trying to get people into your calendar as a call to action. Finally, renewal options are the last one. Roughly a year depending on the product. Roughly a year after you sell, the system's going to remember that date. It's going to send them a message saying, hey, you're up for renewal. Let's review your options. There may be some changes in what's available. Let's see if we can get you the best deal, best rate, whatever your hook is based on the product. That's included with every single branding bundle. One last thing here. Group benefits. This is the example I'll use, but every branding bundle also comes with a fully built out website. It's going to draw from your colors and your branding, just like the emails you see. Everything in the system is aligned. I didn't have to edit this website at all. There's a cool tool called the Customizer. Might touch on that, but the point is we've got a fully built out system, all the assets you need to generate leads, to nurture them, to convert them, to take care of them along the way. Check that out. Super profesh. This all comes included. There is no extra cost for these branding bundles. This is part of the Agent CRM experience. Some people have that question. All right. Multiple pages. Last thing I'll mention here, homepage, calendar page, privacy policy and terms. We have those pre-written for you. Those are like A2P, like carrier requirements, FCC. There's a lot of people that actually require you show these pages or have them accessible. And some of you are like, I don't know what to share. I don't know what a policy should look like. Or maybe you have one already, but to help keep you compliant, to take out any of the guesswork, we've got a fully built out privacy policy and terms page included. Document uploads. For some of you, ACA and Medicare specifically, there's a portal. Let's just show that because that's kind of nifty. There's a portal. You enter your name and email, and then you have the opportunity to punch in and upload. So you can send this link to a client and say, hey, just throw your documents here. Take some time if they need to find it or whatever. All right, so that's kind of the blitz through. I'm seeing a little formatting issue here, which irks me. Let's refresh. There we go. Okay. What else can I go? So I'm big picture. Remember, we started on the website. We kind of go in what's included. In terms of actually setting up the system, again, I'm going to refer to the day in the life of a user video for like the daily stuff. Well, let's talk about some of the connection pieces. Many of you, if you've been through the onboarding, you kind of have a grid for this. And I'll show you the training videos as well. But probably your first week, maybe 2 weeks, is like plugging in the cords. Like you get a new computer, you got the HDMI cord, you got the power cord. You got to kind of plug things in. So in terms of filling in your business details, some admin stuff. Here's a great question. Did I need an LLC or business set up to really get set up, or can I get it as I go along? Yeah, great question. This is mainly relevant to the phone system specifically. Agent CRM has a phone system capable of texting, calling, and leaving ringless voicemail drops. However, when you get an account, you must register with carriers. There's a system called A2P, application, that's software, to person, application to person sending. And if you do not have an LLC, you're likely a sole proprietor, and you can still get set up right away. It's even a little bit quicker, a little bit simpler. There are some minor limitations for people who are not registered with an EIN or a business registration. But the main thing is, yes, you can get started today. The only limitations for you are you can only text from one number, and there's some voice registration things like CNAM or Shake and Stir that you must have business. So definitely, it's like a growth thing. Like, you might want to consider it. It's just a natural progression of your business maturing and growing. Maybe some of you, that's what you're going to do this year. But great question there. I've probably over-answered, but hopefully that helps for some people. So yeah, first week or so, spending maybe an hour, half hour a day, as much as you can commit. There's just like the groundwork, the cement that we're laying for the system. And I'm going to be honest, I've failed in business a couple times. I was both a photographer, pretty good one, I'd like to think, and also a personal coach, like a life coach. I had a passion, but I sucked at business. Now, fortunately, I've learned and I've grown up since then. And also I work with Alex, who he allows me to stay in my lane so he can figure out some of the administrative business stuff. But I tried several CRMs. Full disclosure, I sucked at CRMs. Part of it was just I never gave it the time of day. I knew a CRM was kind of important. Yeah, like a business should have a CRM, shouldn't it? But I didn't have the discipline to actually sit down and learn the tools. Agent CRM, super robust. It can do so many things. It can grow with you. There's more tools that you can develop and add on. However, I tried even the most basic CRM when I was a photographer, and I did not give it the time of day, did the 2-week trial and fell off the bandwagon. And I felt it was too confusing. It wasn't that it was too confusing. It was that I didn't actually give it time and I didn't maybe manage my own expectations. So especially because we have some new users in the room today, but also for anyone, it's worth it. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to save you time in the long run. So that upfront investment, an hour a day, half an hour a day, whatever it looks like. But first week or so, plugging in, going through business profile. Let's see, I'm in settings here. Getting your phone number set up. This account is not set up here, but you purchase a number and you register with our team for A2P. That will take roughly 2 to 4 days is our average right now for A2P registration. You submit some business details, and then we say, okay, we're sending that off to the carriers, and they give you a stamp of approval so that you can start texting with the system. There's going to be a few other things in the first week as well that you'll want to do, like, where's my calendar tab? We want to integrate with Google so that you can make sure your appointments are synced to your phone. Let's see, has an example here. Speak with your personal insurance agent. That would be for P&C. Edit. Got the privacy thing on. Let's go in here. There we go. Okay, so setting up the calendar, if you want to personalize, add your photo. Again, if you are a new user, yes, you can definitely start engaging with your leads right away through the system, but probably just understand that you're laying the groundwork, you're pouring the cement, and putting up the framing. I've never done this before. I'm trying to use an example I have no idea about. Definitely a tech guy, not a blue collar here. But it's the groundwork, right? So just dialing things in a little bit. You attach yourself to a calendar, you make sure your Zoom link is in there, you save it, you publish it. What I want to get, my goal for each new user is that the first win that we're looking for, and even as I'm trying to see, I have a book here somewhere, we're learning ourselves how to be a better system for you guys. And part of that is understanding for us, what is a first win? What is the milestone that you want to get to? And from our interactions with users, the point that you want to look forward to when you say, yes, I got my value, is when you can send your first campaign and someone self-books. So think of that as the milestone that you're looking to reach. And things like setting up the calendar, registering the phone system, integrating with your personal tools, your thing, that's the groundwork. But once we can send a campaign and have someone book by themselves, you show up on Monday morning, you see your pre-booked appointments, that is what we're looking for, so that you can say, I've reached milestone 1. There's lots of other great ways you can take it to the next level, but that's what we're trying to get to, is self-booked, first person self-booked. Woohoo! Pat yourself on the back. Buy a domain for your website. You can get that in here and plug it into the website that we include. All right. So I'm actually doing good for time here. Definitely please ask more questions along the way. But maybe next I'm going to actually go a little bit more into the day-to-day. I like how the flow of this is going, starting big, and we're going to kind of go in. Sometimes I show up for these coaching sessions. I'm like, what do I talk about? I've talked about everything. No, I haven't. So thank you guys for the feedback. I'm looking at it here. Got another question here. I'm excited. Love what you guys are doing for us and truly appreciate you all. Appreciate you. I know I have a phone number through another marketing group, Integrity Marketing, for texting and calling. Could you plug that number in? Or is it different? The way that these systems work, it's called Voice over Internet Protocol, or VoIP. This system requires you to have a native number. It's like the engine, or like the cell phone plan. You're kind of getting a cell phone plan for your CRM when you're with us. It's just by use, pay per usage. But unfortunately, you would either have to fully migrate your number, which we can do, reach out to support@agent-crm.com, or you could forward that number if your other service allows you to forward to the number that you purchase within our system. Let's see here if I can bring up an account that has a registered number so you can see. You can also do something called call masking, where you own a number inside of your Agent CRM account, but when you call out, it looks like another number. However, in my mind, the best use is still just get a number in our system. It's just the most reliable way. That way people know and learn your number inside of Agent CRM. Yeah, this is what it looks like inside of an account. This is a Canadian number here. So if you're Canadian, you do not have to deal with A2P registration, A2P regulations. It's a unique US thing. Got a whole video releasing today, A2P and FCC compliance, if you want to know more. But there's a lot of hoops to jump through these days in the US. I'm Canadian myself, so I have sympathy for my US brothers and sisters. Who knows, maybe we'll become the 51st state if Donald Trump has his way. Funny watching the news right now. Yeah, so you buy a number in here. You can add more numbers. Add phone number. So let's just go through that together. Let's say you're in California. You're going to click filter, 530, match to first part of number, apply, and then you're going to find a number that you like. Now you can see here, I usually look for one that just feels memorable or fun, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter too much. 804-5225. Yeah, that's great. Purchase. You get the point. So great question there. Just seeing how we're doing here. Yeah, and then there's extra things. This is back to the LLC question. There are extra things that you can do for outbound phone reputation. I don't want to show up as spam likely. There's a few steps you can take there too. You must, for these steps specifically, you must have an LLC, Shake and Stir and CNAM voice. You can see a valid business registration is needed. So you submit some information. You say, hey, this is my business. This is my website. This is my LLC. And then they help. It's not the only thing you need to do, but it can help to display your business name and to ensure that your outbound phone reputation is developed. I'm feeling overwhelmed talking about this. obviously I understand it. I just understand that new users watching, they're like, oh my goodness, like, Will, you're just vomiting information on me. Hopefully that info is useful, but one thing I just want to bring context to is that there are pieces like building blocks that you're going to add. Like you're not going to do this all in a week or two. Maybe you will, but it's more like a building out of your system. My hope is that you'll be with Agent CRM, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, maybe till the day you retire, that you'll build with us, because it's not just something overnight. Again, back to the mindset coaching piece, is that I want to give you a vision for a smooth operation in your business, an automated operation in your business, maybe even an AI-ified operation in your business where you've done the hard work, you've laid the foundation, and some of you, you're building floor 1, some of you, you're building floor 2, 3, 4, but this is the long game that we need to understand with a CRM, that there's definitely stuff we've already set up for you. You don't have to think of the marketing material. You don't have to, let's go back here. You don't have to think of the email sequences. You don't have to think of when what should happen in the system. Simply plug your leads in, let the system do its work. Our team can set up the whole, the pieces that need to take place in here. It might take an hour. I've been told that it's dramatically faster since the branding bundles were released. Some users used to build from the ground up, and that took forever. Also, agencies. We are doing agency plans. Some of you who are watching, you're like, I'm an agency and I want my agents to be taken care of. Some of the agencies have had great ideas of what kind of an automation. You can build everything from scratch if you want. Some agents have that same mentality. I have these beautiful dreams and ideas and I've got a vision, and then it never gets built. Maybe life gets busy. For agencies, back and forth, too many decision makers in the process, and then it just never happens. We love to say, imitate, then iterate. Start with a branding bundle. If you're an agency, this is what we want your agents to use, because we've spent so much time building a system that we know works. Start here, and then once you have a grasp of it, let's see after that. But starting with understanding the basic assets and how they function is going to be the way to go. Is there AI voice calling? Coming soon. There's a product we're developing called LOAN. Some of you are aware, LOA. For agents, LOA, LOAN. It's kind of a fun play. LOAN will be the bot name. It will also be the product. That is coming out in hopefully spring. But cool thing, actually today, this morning, this is January 8th, we ourselves have just plugged in a voice AI tool. So if you want to see actually how does a voice AI tool work, if you guys try it today, be gracious, try to break it, give us some feedback. You can ask it to talk to you like a pirate. It's kind of fun. But if you call the support number, we took it off that banner. If you call the support number, you're going to get a voice AI as the first point of reference. And it actually can walk you through things like how to build an automation. It can answer very complicated tech questions. There's some things it can't do, of course, like it can't do billing for you, but it will create a ticket. It is actually impressive. And when let's go support here. I'm getting some formatting issues I need to resolve. Side note, support options here, support options, support hub. Let's find it. Where is that number of ours? 530-424-8288. Give it a try, 530-424-8288. Again, support options, support hub. There's the phone number. That is voice AI. So if you are, for you, Tim, or whoever's watching, if you want to see how reliable and trustworthy is voice AI, give it a try and let us know what you think. There's dozens of voices that you can change. You can give it documentation. Like for Medicare, there's a lot of things that AI needs to know. AI, you must stay in these guardrails. I need to be compliant and I must trust you to be my AI. That is again, as we're talking about building, cement, floor 1, floor 2, that's probably floor 5 or 6. But for those of you who are ready, it is coming out super quickly here. And my desire as the operations manager, that's my role. Who actually wants to talk to a robot? Let's be honest. The history and the experience that we as customers have with robot voice messaging is frustrating. And my desire as operations manager is that I understand if we're going to roll something out, the benefit, the helpfulness, and the experience of the robot must outweigh the disappointment of talking to a not human, if you understand what I'm saying. And the tone of voice and its ability to answer detailed questions, its reliability, its speed, I personally believe that the technology is finally there. It wasn't there last year. Like in the last 3-4 months, what we've seen, I'm like, okay, Alex, I as the operations guy, I trust that this is going to be close enough to make people happy 80% of the time. It's going to keep getting better, but look forward to seeing Loan. Can't remember what we named. We have names for them. It's kind of a cute thing to do for AI is to name your AI. But yeah, so definitely dump any questions with that. I do see a question here. Is there an accident and sickness or disability insurance funnel? There is not at the moment, but you'd go to click and play assets, and you're going to leave your vote and say, hey, request other, and then dump it in. I can actually tell you here what's going to be released next. Bundle request form. The next one that we're going to release is dental and vision, and then probably mortgage protection after that. Get a ton of people asking mortgage protection. Oh, Tim, I saw you already filled it in. I got your list there. Accident and sickness. So that's that. Love the questions. Thank you guys for engaging too. Sometimes I'm painfully trying to fill this time with content, but appreciate your engagement as much as possible. All right, so let's dive a little bit deeper. We've done the started with the Agent CRM landing page. We've gone in, talked about some of the expectations and steps. If I needed a custom funnel for accident and sickness, how would I proceed? What I would suggest, great question before we move on, because that one specifically, accident and sickness, I don't know if that's going to happen for another few months. I don't have many votes for that yet. But what you would do is you would import another bundle, like life insurance is like a standard one that we make as a template. You'd import another bundle, and then we would go into the bundle with you. You can hire our team to do this, or if you want to. And you'd go in and you'd simply change the copy and maybe the graphics. We have a pretty standard general purpose happy family graphic in our website. So you can see there kind of the vibes of, hey, make sure your family is taken care of. So you'd simply go in and you'd say, you can just take, I'll show you a little chat GPT thing here too. Let's go to what is life insurance. Most pages have a page called what is ACA, for example. So let's just take, I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, I am building a website for accident and sickness insurance. I've got some copy for another product. Can you revise this copy to match my accident and sickness business? And then I paste the copy. Now, for some of you, this is little behind the curtains, this is actually how we build new bundles. We take something like the life insurance and we take the emails and we punch the emails in and we say, write this for group benefits. Make this copy into copy for. Another hot tip is that you can set up on your keyboard. I'm using Mac. If I double tap Command, it allows me to do text to speech. So you might have noticed I was doing that. I'll just do again a little brief demo here. Double tap. And I can just talk, stream of consciousness, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what I need. Help me out. I don't know how to phrase it properly, but ChatGPT, give me a good answer. Sometimes I don't know how to type in a concise way. Or maybe if you're using the notes section in Agent CRM, he says, have you tried the live talking? I don't like the live talking because it's not as, like, I want the answer now. I can read faster than I can hear. But definitely there's some cool features with ChatGPT. So yeah, find out PC or Mac, find out what your shortcut is for text to speech. And you can either in the notes section or in ChatGPT. But let's go back to the copy here. Here's a revised copy tailored to accident and sickness. Accident and sickness insurance provides financial protection when unexpected health challenges arise. It helps cover bills, medical, lost income, recovery. Choose a policy that suits your needs and gain peace of mind knowing you're prepared for life's uncertainties. That's not bad. You can say, give me one more, make it sound like a gangster. Maybe that's your persona. You're like the gangster insurance person. Accident and sickness insurance is your backup plan when life throws a sucker punch. It's got your back with cash for bills, medical bills, lost wages, and getting back on your feet. Don't roll the dice with your health. Get a policy that's sold and stay one half of the game. Even more thuggish, please. Let's just do one more just to kind of demo here. I like to have fun when I'm playing with ChatGPT. Yo, accident and sickness insurance is like having a crew that's always got your back. When life comes swinging with hospital bills, missed paychecks, or recovery costs, this policy steps in like a boss. Don't get caught slipping. Lock in your coverage and stay strapped for whatever comes your way. You're gonna come. I love that. Let's throw that in. So you've got the new copy, unless you want to type yourself. So you just go in and you're gonna paste. And again, we've got the life insurance funnel, so we just need to change the names. Maybe the pictures. One thing to note here, I'm a repeat offender for this. There is a mobile view and a desktop view. So if I save this, it's not going to be the same on the mobile view. I've released calendar links. If you have been the victim of my website mistakes, I apologize so much. Mohammed, thank you so much for cleaning up after me. Shah, thank you for cleaning up after me. But there is a different content. It doesn't mirror. We do that for a reason. But you're going to have to kind of copy and paste twice in some cases. Let's see here. Advanced. Yeah, if I look here, if I click on this element and I go to advanced, you'll notice that it's highlighted blue. That means this element, even though it's the same picture, this element is different because this one's only visible on desktop. I can make it visible on both, but the formatting is really ugly if I do it that way. So if you are rebranding a branding bundle, website specifically, just keep that in mind. And if anyone watching this, if you legitimately present your business this way, I'd be so happy. Send me a link, post on Facebook. That would just, I don't know how professional that would be, but that's the process that we do for rebranding the structure, the architecture of a branding bundle, emails or websites. We copy it, we give ChatGPT a prompt, maybe we revise the prompt, and then we paste the content back in. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to have a little fun there. All right. I do want to blitz through the customizer quickly because this kind of ties it all together and we're still talking about setup a little bit. But the website, the emails, they all draw from your submissions in this area. This was a huge release in the fall last year. It has saved so much time. Instead of having to edit each individual email, which you used to have to do, now you just come in and dump your information in here. Dump your personal details. If you've got a bio, if you've got your picture, I often do a demo. I use, me and my wife are working through Lost right now. And so I use a Lost theme. Let's do that here. Come on. Typing in Zoom chat. Love it. Many things going on. Choose file. There we go. Hurley's Insurance. You click on your logo, you click upload, you change the color. My main color will be 2E, 3B, 4E. That's definitely not it. 2E. Good enough. And then we'll do this, 8080. And then we'll click next. And then let's go back to that website one more time. And we're going to hit refresh and presto changeo. There's Hurley's Insurance. Every button is aligned. Do need to do that one more time. Bear with me here. 2E, 3B, 4E. There we go. Much better. Refresh. I got that steel or kind of blue-gray look. If I go back to the home page, same with the emails. Every single asset is now reset. So Hurley's Insurance, there's Hugo Reyes from Lost. All the colors are now aligned. So in terms of speed to set up, we've created the content for you. We've created a streamlined way to update that content using the customizer. Even your testimonials, some of you a great action step. I love to encourage you, like write down on a notepad when you're watching these videos. If you have a nugget, like set up text to speech or buy a second monitor or collect some testimonials from some of your recent clients. Say, hey, I know we just worked together. I'm building my website right now. And I would love, is there like 2 sentences you could give me about what it was like to work with me? That'd be super helpful. Could you do that? Just give me two sentences. Some of you, that's a great step to do this week. So you punch in your testimonial. It was Jack B. Next, and then that updates the websites with all your information. Let's go here. Coming up with names now. Are you talking about business names, LLC names, or I'm seeing a comment from John. Great question here. I've got about 5 minutes. I was going to go into a day in the life type content, but if we've kind of stayed in the setup and big picture around, if you guys, last note I'll leave and then I'll dive into the other question here. If you guys want to see like, how do I send text messages and how do I look at my emails and how do I like check my calendar? A really good video where I don't get in the weeds of the automations at all. Videos. It's called... where is it? Anyways, I'll paste it in the replay. A user's typical day. I named the picture differently than the text. A user's typical day in the life of CRM user. That's a great one as a follow-up for this once you're set up. But let's talk about some of the other questions. Painting a picture for the future for some of you. This is definitely like floor 5 or 6, again, using the building analogy here. I've got the AI function set up. What's the best approach to maximize that tool? So the AI, this is something that can conversationally engage by text and email. That's an included tool, no extra charge. Voice AI will definitely be an extra charge. It costs a little bit to make it run. But text AI typically what's going to happen if you do have your AI bot set up, what we would encourage you to do is turn it on automatically. Believe the new lead sequence. So let's see here. For the AI to work effectively, it needs to be trained just like an employee. We do a full AI training session. That's another video. However, if you've got a little bit of FAQs, frequently asked questions, you're going to tell the bot, this is what you might be asked. This is what I want you to answer. If you've done that, if you've done some of the prompt stuff, when a new lead comes into your system, into the 2.5 new lead campaign, there is automatically, we have the ability to trigger the AI. So the AI is either on or off. And if it's on, it won't outreach, but it will engage when responded to. So that's a clarification point. Some people understanding there is automations. These are fixed, preset rules. And then there's AI, which is conversational interactions. It doesn't do outbound. The automations do that, and they work hand in hand. So if you are a user like Johan here, looking for AI, optimizing it, in the 2.0 purple folder, there is a bonus folder 2.1. And what you're going to do is actually just switch on initiate. It's on draft by default. We don't know if you've actually set it up or not. So you're just going to click publish. And then automatically your leads will get the drip sequence from the 2.0, like the text and emails. But if they respond, if the lead, Jerry lead, texts back and he says, hey, I'd love to get an appointment, the bot will pick up the conversation and say, hey, we'd love to connect. We've got some availability this week. Here are 3 slots. What would work for you? And then he can conversationally go back and forth. He self-books through the bot. So he doesn't have to go through the calendar tool. He can text, Tuesday, 3 p.m. works. The bot knows that, puts him in the calendar automatically without him having to go through the calendar form. And then he jumps in. That's probably the best place to do that. Because it's just going to automatically switch the bot on right away. There's a few other strategies with the bot, but that's probably the most effective, is just simply going 2.1 and then publish this. One last tip about the AI. I love dropping tips where I can. Again, back to ChatGPT. The biggest thing that we need to know about the bots working successfully, we have a full service. Talk to Bob, consult.agentscrm.com if you want us to take our gurus and build out the bot of your dreams. But FAQs are probably the main thing. So what you can do is go to ChatGPT. Hey, I'm building an AI bot and I need to give it an FAQ section. I sell final expense insurance. Can you please build me an exhaustive list of questions that I might be asked and answers that I should give? This is like the knowledge base of the bot. So if you have more questions and answers, it's going to be able to cover more situations. And you can see here, like sometimes I don't know what I would be asked. And the bot, AI, don't. Here's another hot tip as we kind of start to land the plane. You have only so much mental decision making. Like imagine your brain as a gas tank, and every decision you make is going to drain that gas in your brain. You need to actually offload as many things as possible so that you can be fully mentally engaged in the things you need to. I use ChatGPT so much so that I can actually make better decisions in the things that I need to be thinking about. But for this, like I'm not spending 3 hours coming up with my list. Boom, I'm going to review it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. No, that's a little bit off. Let me change the answer. And then I upload the documentation. Yeah, so that's another hot tip there. I'm getting a few Great questions. So we're kind of just off topic now. I love this. I want to answer questions that are meaningful. We have a strategy called Revive Dead Leads. I'm probably going to take off the training link. Let's go to support options, training videos. These are all great courses. They're going to teach you different things. AI guide, if you want to learn how to do your AI bot. Again, do the basic setup, the foundation, floor 1, 2, whatever, then do the bot. But Revive Dead Leads, this was a strategy we used to talk so much about because it was killer. And I love the graphic. I designed it myself. I was so proud of it. What a Revive Dead Leads campaign does is you send a text, an email, and a voicemail drop to a list that you choose. So it's kind of like a 3-channel blast. And the goal is hopefully, if my list, there may be some people who are warm or hot, I can actually convert them. And it's just like it's like casting a wide net. That's another way to describe it. The problem is A2P and FCC regulations have made this more challenging to do well. Please do watch the compliance video when it comes out, because that's a great thing to understand as a CRM and marketing person. But the issue with something like Revive Dead Leads now is that if you send a text message to a cold lead, they're probably more likely to text back, stop. They didn't expect your text. They might not want your text. They might not have even been, if you purchased a list of leads, they might not have even been someone who opted into you. So they're going to text stop, and you're going to ruin your reputation. Tim says, I have no worries about A2P. I'm in Canada. So actually, this would potentially still work for you in Canada. Now, people in Canada can still, there is a mark as spam, and that could in some ways damage your sender reputation. That's still a possible situation. But the best use case for something like Revive Dead Lead, send it to people who have opted in. They gave you permission. At some point, you personally collected their lead through a Facebook campaign, through a form, something like that. If you're going to use text and voicemail drop especially, those are a little bit more dubious for compliance. Email is the safest way. There's a lot less regulations. Old lead that I collected on Facebook. So if it's an old lead that you collected on Facebook, this could definitely still be a great strategy. What you would do is send a message. Let's just go in quickly and show a use case here. Create workflow, start from scratch. I'll show you what it kind of looks like. It's SMS. It's an email. Let's just punch that in. And it's a voicemail. Now there is a template already. I have to upload something here. Let's see. MP3. Let's put Josh Garrels. It's probably too long. So this is what it looks like essentially for voicemail drop. The language you use, this is a marketing tip here. Definitely could get more into a marketing conversation in another session. Save. This is what a Revive Dead Leads campaign looks like. What's important is that you use language that's not spammy, that's not aggressive, that's not, it's just like, hey, let's go back to ChatGPT. I have an old list of leads and I want to reactivate them through a text and email and voicemail campaign. I'm concerned that some people might mark me as spam or reply stop. Can you give me some language that recognizes that they opt in at some point? I want to seem friendly and not too markety. Can you give me some options that specifically for final expense insurance? So let's just see what our marketing coach tells us here. Hi, Joe. it's Will here. We connected a while back about final expense insurance. I wanted to check in. If you're still interested in getting peace of mind for your loved ones, let me know. I'd be happy to assist. I don't really want that to be prompted. Something like, hey, let me know if you want me to take you off my list. Are you still interested, or should I take you off my list? Might be a great way, because it's more like a friendly, like, I'm just cleaning through my list and I recognize we didn't do anything together. Do you still need this in your life? Language like that might be a little bit more effective with today's hoops for compliance. All right, so I am a little bit over today, but I'm glad I could dive into some more personally applicable questions. Hopefully this has been helpful, and we definitely have more sessions, so keep joining. Thank you guys so much for the engagement today, and hopefully this has been helpful. I will wrap up there, and I will see you guys in the next session. Have a great rest of your day, and go build that empire.